The African National Congress says it's concerned about the City of Tshwane's DA-led coalition government. This follows a decision by the National Treasury to take back more than 2.3 billion rand in unspent grants from the city. The ANC says the coalition government has failed the people of Tshwane. To discuss this, I'm now joined by ANC Gauteng spokesperson Lesego Makhubela. Lesego, appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming onto the show. 2.3 billion is a massive amount to go unspent.
Of course, there are serious challenges in Tshwane. It's ironic that the DA will launch their manifesto in a city that they've broken, in a city where when they took over, everything was running. The finances of the city were in good health. Nothing works. It's ironic that they are saying that they will fix water problems. They created water problems in the city of Tshwane. In fact, they've killed people in Hammanskraal. We've had serious cases of cholera where people lost their lives, where people continue to drink water infested with feces. They broke the water system in Johannesburg when they were in charge of Johannesburg. So it's quite ironic that they would do that. Now, going back to the City of Tshwane, you would know that last year, the Auditor General came back and briefed the country and the media and said that Tshwane had falsified its financial statements. So what they submitted was not a true reflection of what was in the bank accounts and how they spend public funds. And the Auditor General further said that they couldn't account for 20 billion. Now, we are sitting at a time where now they have not submitted their financials to the Auditor General. They keep on asking for postponement. Why are you keeping asking for postponements when you are claiming that you are running good governance, when you are saying that everything is clean? Now, with the revelations coming from the National Treasury, the grant that they did not spend, it doesn't shock us. If you look at what that grant is for, it's for informal settlements, it's for townships, as well as for roads. If you look at informal settlements, it's black people who stay there. If you go and look at the townships of Tshwane, Mamelodi, Atteridgeville, Mabopane, Harangua, Winterfeld, Hammanskraal, this is where black people stay. They are not spending that money. 696 of that money is not being spent. Of course, the DA and Action SA don't care about black lives. And that's why we are not shocked. And that's why the Auditor General says, you are not spending these grants. We've given you grants to go to the informal settlements and make the life of our people better. We've given you grants. This is money coming from national government led by the ANC to the City of Tshwane. And it says, go and fix the roads. If you drive in the streets of Tshwane, if you hit a pothole, and you are bound to hit a pothole, you will be hitting it on a municipal road. There's no one single provincial road in the City of Tshwane that has potholes. So everything in that city is broken. Everywhere we go, when we speak with our people in the City of Tshwane, they tell us we made a terrible blunder because the last time we experienced services was when Mayor Sputla was a mayor, was when the ANC was in charge. When we handed them the City of Tshwane, the books were saying we are 500 million in the account. Now, as I said to you, referring to the Auditor General statement, not some statement from Lutula House, the Auditor General statement says there's 20 billion they can't account for. When they received the letter, because they believe that white mayor of the DA, that racist called Silas Brink, he believes that people are fools. They receive a letter. The morning they come and lie to the people of Tshwane, saying they are here to speak about their finances. They are fixing them. They could not fix the finances of Tshwane for 10 years, which they ruled over
allow me to come in a moment. Yeah. Now, does the ANC plan to engage National Treasury to advocate for the reconsideration of its decision? And the reason I ask this is because this has implications on the people of Tshwane. I mean, you've talked to the catastrophes that you've spoken of. Human settlement is a big part of it.
Since the DA took over the City of Tshwane, they are not spending the grants that are given to them by national government. So even when we say, let's have inter-government relations work and ensure that we are able to give this administration in Tshwane grants so that they are able to fulfill their electoral mandate, they are not spending that money. I'm saying to you now, in Mamelodi, the people of Mamelodi, greater parts of Mamelodi, they only have taps running, they only have water running in their taps twice a week. And they know the two days where water will be coming. It has never happened before. But the city of Tshwane is sitting with money that they are supposed to be spending to resolve that problem.
So why do you think they're not spending this money?
Why would Action SA and DA government care about the livelihoods of blacks? They would not. And that's why you have the media saying and helping them and saying that, no, they are governing well in Cape Town. Well, Cape Town means the affluent suburbs where white people stay. They are not talking about Langa. They are not talking about Nyanga. They are not talking about Khayelitsha. They are not talking about where coloureds are living. They are talking about Camps Bay and where whites are staying. The same thing in Tshwane. There's a big problem in Mamelodi. The city of Tshwane came and said they spent 4.3 billion on water tankers. It's a truck, you load it with the water, it takes the water to the households of people. 4.3 billion, you can build 2 dams that can resolve all the problems that there are in Tshwane. So because they have this money given by the ANC to say, go and resolve these problems, they are simply not spending it. When the mayor comes with Metla, and they address the people of Tshwane and the people of South Africa and saying they are going to resolve some of these problems. Look at which quarter it is. This is the last quarter. How are they going to spend? Let's say National Treasury reconsiders its decision. How are they going to spend it? Except through fiscal dumping, where they are going to say to people, claim, send us invoices for work you have not done. And we will not be surprised because that's what they've been doing. You know the Glad Africa scandal, 12 billion, the Glad Africa scandal, still sitting with them. And they have the nerve to go to the capital city of our country and launch their manifesto and speak about everything else that they are saying they are going to fix when they know they've broken that city. They've broken it to a point whereby even if the ANC were to take over and begin to fix it, it will take us a long time.
So let's focus on ANC having lost governance of Tshwane. What were your shortcomings? Because you've said that the people of Tshwane have said they made a mistake. Yeah. But that mistake was, if it is a mistake, was based on failure to deliver. What were those shortcomings and what are the lessons that have been learned?
Never. If you take your cameras to the people of Tshwane in the streets, and they will tell you there was service delivery. People were working. There was 10,000. The municipality created work opportunities. There was never a time where you would arrive in any of our townships and you find the filth which is there. One of the ardent critics of the ANC, the retired John Robbie, who worked for 702, one day tweeted and said, I've never seen such clean townships. They were clean. There were no potholes on them. There was no time where you would hear a person has died of cholera. Our people never had water. They were never subjected to water which was infested with feces. Everything was working. The challenge why we surrendered the government to the EFF, which voted for the DA, was that there were serious internal challenges within the ANC at the time. And we are open about it. The then chairperson of the ANC in the region and the late deputy chairperson were contesting for the mayorship of the city of Tshwane. And that battle played out in the media, it played out in the streets, and it affected us. The National Executive Committee tried to resolve that problem by bringing a seasoned cadre of the ANC, Comrade Togo Didiza, to come and become a mayor. But because of how that battle played itself out, it had created a problem. And we continuously say that because the ANC is anchored on what we term vibrant internal democracy, which allows every member to stand, the challenge is with the contestations within the party. When they start playing themselves out in the media, when they start playing themselves out as public spats, it then creates a problem, and that's what we experience. The challenge, we were not removed in Tshwane, and I can say it, you can go speak with the people of Tshwane everywhere else in all the townships, they will tell you the problem was not service delivery. We never had challenges of service delivery when the ANC was at the helm.
So how do you propose dealing with the governance issues in Tshwane? And I think it's also important to focus on the Auditor General, certainly, and the conversations that are going on there. I mean, you allege that the funds that are missing, that have not been accounted for. Surely this should be a big part of the work that you are doing to seek this accountability.
Well, we're not alleging. The Auditor General gave a statement. The DA has not questioned that statement. It's 12 months now. We are waiting for another statement on them. It's what the Auditor General says. The Auditor General says, you could not account to me for 20 billion. Secondly, the Auditor General says, you've submitted falsified financial state. It has never happened in the history of democratic South Africa. And further gave them a disclaimer. The worst sort of audit outcome that any entity of government can ever have. They are sitting with a disclaimer. It's not an allegation. It's now fact that we have put there. You know that when we wanted to intervene in Hammanskraal, the DA, when we said our people are drinking water infested with feces, they used the advisors that they've hired, the bodybuilder, to advise them that no, the water is fit for human consumption. They have hired the bodybuilder as an advisor in the office of the mayor. They said there's nothing wrong with that. We said we want to intervene and help them. They went to the courts. Every time we intervene, they go to the courts, people die. We have to now get to a point where we say it is the lives of our people that are at stake. People are dying in Hammanskraal. Children are exposed to stench near their schools and all these sort of challenges. So we have to intervene. We also have to involve law enforcement agencies, crime intelligence, the hawks, and everyone, and follow the money there in Tshwane, so that we are able to hold people to account.
Lesego, I'm going to have to thank you for your time. We've run short of time. Lesego Makhubela, ANC Gauteng spokesperson.